Tonight, debates continue about the best ways to fight growing crime across the metro area. One possible solution involves cameras.
A proposed Atlanta City ordinance would require gas station owners to have cameras constantly recording at gas pumps. 11 Alive's Doug Richards spoke to the measure's sponsor about the benefits and also the drawbacks.
Police have investigated too many stolen car cases at gas stations, too many so-called slider crimes. But gas stations and convenience stores have also been scenes of violence, armed robbery, assault, and homicides where surveillance cameras often capture images of them in the act. But not often enough, says Atlanta City Councilwoman Nadalyn Archibong.
Then we want to make it as safe as possible.
She has introduced an ordinance that would require stores selling gasoline to mount cameras that would capture video of every fuel pump every moment the store is open, and tie the requirement to their city-issued business licenses.
I want to make sure that we have given incentives to our operators of gas stations to maximize this opportunity to keep our citizens safe.
Your ordinance not only requires a camera on every fuel pump, but it also requires backup capability. That sounds expensive.
You're right. This is not free, but the customers want to have a safe transaction when they deal with these stations. How do we make that happen? This is something in the toolbox that I think will help.
Archibong says she wants fuel pump cameras to be able to tie in with the city's video integration center. Police say its 11,000 cameras have helped solve countless crimes since 2006. As to the cost, Archibong says she's open to feedback from convenience store owners as to how to make the new video systems affordable before the City Council votes on her ordinance.